Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another coffee time. It's coffee time. Yeah, yesterday we opened with about P&O Ferries. Again, if you haven't seen yesterday's video, it's probably, I don't know who's watching these videos. But P&O Ferries, a UK ferry company, decided to lay off 800 people via a pre recorded Zoom call. And this has caused much harumphing by, well, everyone. Because when I reported it, they just withdrew all their ferries and kicked passengers off. But it was all part of their plan to oust their current staff. And again, there's a union thing going on here. And what it boils down to is P&O want cheap staff. They want cheap labour, cheap foreign labour. In fact, according to reports, there were coachloads of new staff waiting on the quayside, waiting to take over from the people who were going to get off. And again, this is pretty shabby behaviour from P&O. Of course, they've got the whole pandemic affecting their earnings, but they also claimed millions and millions and millions of pounds in furlough money from the British government. So again, there's been a call from some for that company to pay back the money that they got, taxpayer money, to give it back. But it opens a whole debate on the way maritime workers are treated, and it's really interesting. There's a lot of people harumphing that, this wouldn't have happened if we'd have stayed in the EU. Well, it would have done, because it's really interesting. The maritime rules for merchant sailors, because I think that's what it comes under. Basically, you can't have one worker being paid more than another, even if they're from different parts of the world. And again, we have like the minimum wage. If you're a merchant seaman, there is no minimum wage, because them's the rules, because you can't discriminate between someone from a different part of the world. And so for P&O Ferries to get rid of their staff and employ a load of different people from different parts of the planet who maybe, are cheaper, that's perfectly all within the rules. And then there's lots of people saying about the what's called the Hiram rules of redundancy. Now, as somebody who was made redundant back in Christmas 2001, I know exactly what happens. I know exactly what it's like. And they lay you off and they say, well, your job will not be replaced. They put you on something called garden leave for 3 months, 3 months of garden leave, and then you're replaced by someone else but in a different job title. They just change the job title. We're doing the same job. And of course, many of us don't have the time, money, inclination to go to employment tribunals to fight these things, and so they get away with it. Now, with regards to P&O Ferries, if 800 people took a class action against them, and I think they might be in a strong position to win this one, because of the way that the ferry operator has acted. But yeah, it's not a good thing. Meanwhile, World War III is still happening, and they finally got into Mariupol and the theatre that was bombed, and they reckon hundreds of women and children are still trapped in the rubble. Meanwhile, they've tried to deep fake Zelensky saying he's surrendering. There's also a deep fake of Putin going around as well. There's lots of that, but they're not very good. They're not very good. I should have got the people who did the Luke Skywalker deepfake for the Book of Boba Fett to do it. Do you watch that? Yeah, good. Again, cost of living's going up. It's no good for anyone. But here's a way to save money. This is a fellow at Tesco's. He's at Tesco's in Cheshire, Congleton in Cheshire, and in order to circumnavigate the high price of petrol, he's filling up with cooking oil. Yeah, and he was pouring it into his tank. I don't know if you can see that there. He's got a big shopping trolley full of cooking oil, and he's pouring it into the tank of his car. Yeah, you can do that, but it can also damage your engine. So the long term saving could be very, very. It's just people. It's just people, isn't it? You know what? You know what people are like. It's just crazy bonkers. Meanwhile, in Russia, there's some footage of Russian soldiers just turning a bit of Dad's army, just fleeing when they get under fire. Don't tell him, Pike. On the opposing side, you've had a guy called Boogaloo Boy. His name's Henry Hoeft, and he's volunteered. He flew out to Ukraine to help with the fight back. But now he's complaining because he feels like he's been lured into a trap, because he was expected to go to Kiev and fight against the Russians, and he didn't sign up for that. And you ask yourself, well, what did you sign up for? What, just a free holiday? I mean, you know. Meanwhile, you can actually see the devastation over Ukraine from space. These are satellite images that have been shown. And you can see here is this Olympic Sports Training Centre that's got a great big shell blast in the middle of it. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. It needs to end. But Russia Today in the UK has had its licence revoked, so no more Russia Today. So I don't know, all those people. I'm thinking of you, Russell Brand. I think, hasn't Roger Waters been on there? I know Nigel Farage has been on there. So's David Lammy. Everyone from all sides of the political spectrum have been on Russia Today and accepted their dirty, dirty money. So yeah, good riddance. Not I ever watched it, but again, it's tit for tat, isn't it? It's tit for tat. I don't think I'm looking for some funnies. Well, yeah, this is an interesting one. This is the story of a missing masterpiece. It's called Recumbent Magdalene, and it was bought. The couple who bought it, they bought it 2 decades ago for just over £5,000, and they just thought it was a bit of like a grubby garden ornament. And it was originally owned by Lord Liverpool. But it turns out, once they cleaned it up, and there's a picture of it cleaned up, this is, like I say, it's called Recumbent Magdalene by Antonio Canova. And it's on show at Christie's at the moment. It's been offered for sale on Thursday, or auction. It was bought originally by Lord Liverpool for 1,200 guineas. That's about £1,260 in today's money. But now they reckon it could sell for £8 million. Now that's a good flip, isn't it? Put it on eBay. That's what you do. Just put it on eBay. Get more money at it. Who wants to do the blue poo challenge? It's a treatment. There's a new treatment, I reckon. Scientists say they're eating a special muffin that's been dyed blue, and we have a picture of some blue muffins here, just in case you don't know what blue muffins might look like. There they are. But apparently, if you eat blue muffins, I will not eat green eggs and ham, said Sam. Blue muffins. I'm sure it's a Dr. Seuss book, isn't it? If you eat the blue muffin and it passes through your system too quickly, it could indicate that you have inflammatory bowel disease. Or it could be a warning that you have a risk of type 2 diabetes if it takes your body longer than 60 hours to digest it. So yeah, it's blue poo. Of course, it's just, the Smurfs have been doing that for years, haven't they? Meanwhile, in sports news, bad boy of tennis Nick Kyrgios Lost his temper at the Australian Open, and turned his ire. Heckler said, "Are you any good at tennis?" And he got the ump, and he says, points to Ben Stiller, says, "Do I tell him to act?" And there he is. Ben Stiller was in the audience. So, oh dear, poor old Ben. What did Ben Stiller do? He didn't do anything. So yeah, bad boy of tennis. He surely is. Right, any more funnies? I don't think there are. World longest limo. There you go. This is the super limo. It's broken its own 1986 Guinness World Record by simply being restored. It's 100-foot long. Hey, that's good. I guess, there you go. Can't even fit it into the thing. It's 100-foot long. Okay, could eye that out for the kids' end of turnpikes, couldn't they? But it won't be hard turn in the corner. It's even got a jacuzzi in the back of it. There you go. Look at that. It's got a jacuzzi in there. Well, there you go. Something for everyone. That's what you need. Yeah, that's what you need. A jacuzzi. We had Arnold Schwarzenegger. He did a little video yesterday, telling the Russian people to resist and insisting that Putin, stop the war. So there you go. He said, "I'll be back." So when you get threatened by Schwarzenegger, it's serious. I just need Sylvester Stallone to do one. Yeah, that'd be good. And we'll end with the story of a Tunisian woman who she went to the doctors. She was having symptoms of a consistent urinary tract infection. Always needed the toilet. But then they did a scan, like they do, and she had a glass tumbler inside her. A glass tumbler, because apparently 4 years previously she used the glass tumbler as a sex toy in her early 40s, and and it had caused a giant bladder stone, caused a bladder stone to form around it, and here it is. They got it out with the bladder stone encased in the glass tumbler, and I think that should ease you nicely into the weekend, shouldn't it? Yeah. And that was published in Urology Case Reports, my top journal for stories. And she had a cystolithotomy, which is an open surgery to remove bladder stones. She's fully recovered. Don't stuff things inside you that aren't meant to go inside you, folks. And with that, I'll say drink it up, and I'll toodle off. Remember, slowly killing the channel. Please like this video if you like it. If you don't dislike it, and share it, and we'll do this again soon. Ta.